This is the Burnout Report. We're not sponsored by Alani.
We would
even though-
definitely much rather be sponsored by Red Bull.
Dude, Alani's taste really good.
Oh yeah. Oh, have you tried the sugar-free like vanilla berry Red Bulls?
I haven't. No, no.
Pretty good. Or the Red Bull Zero, which is a monk fruit flavor.
I don't like monk fruit.
Monk fruit is like the stevia plant,
Yeah,
right?
and you can
Yeah.
always taste it when it's in there.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like sugar, but not sugar. There's something weird
It
about
tastes like wannabe sugar.
I had no idea that anyone had real opinions specifically about monk fruit. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what monk fruit is. That sounds good.
Well, monk fruit. Do you know what monk fruit is now, right? Like you're not finding out about it for the first time, right?
I'm pretty much finding out about. I literally knew about it from the Red Bull flavor, from the
Wow.
Red Bull Zero flavor.
Oh, so you're new to monk fruit.
But it's Red Bull Zero, not Red Bull sugar free.
And you like it? You think it's good?
I like it. I think it's better than
I
sugar
like
free.
monk fruits. I like monk fruit sweeteners too. I'm not anti. Becca's the one who's raining on our parade here.
I have really strong opinions, and I'm anti monk fruit.
Gotcha.
Have you tried Red Bull Zero?
No. Now I definitely won't because I know it has monk fruit.
All right. Well, how you guys doing?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good. We were at Beyond Wonderland last weekend, and we were talking about how Becca, you were probably just struggling really hard, FOMO maxing that we were at Beyond Wonderland, seeing Zed's dead.
Yeah.
I was FOMO minimaling.
What were
Oh, yeah.
you doing to keep yourself busy when you knew that like a good amount of your friends were at Zed's Dead together?
I have no idea. I for some reason have no recollection of what I did last Saturday night. Is that bad?
You blacked out from FOMO maxing.
Yeah, that's how I coped. I can't remember what I did.
You got yourself in such a deep meditative state that you couldn't think about Zed's Dead. It was just not in your brain anymore.
For the life of me, I have no idea where I was and what I was doing.
Were you at home?
At one point, I eventually came home, but where was I before?
Were you out at an event? Were you
I don't think so. I know what I did Friday night. I went to a West Hollywood Pride concert show. Saturday. I'm concerned.
Maybe you like committed a crime, and now you're like conveniently just not remembering.
Forgetting
what
it?
happened. Yeah.
Oh my God, I have no idea. I know that I came home, but I don't know where I was.
Did you get like Men in Blacked where you just were like someone was with you that just totally erased your memory?
Wait, I remember where I was. Okay, it just came back to me. Okay. I went to like a cocktail bar, wine, cheese board situation, and then came home, and then was really sad, I guess, that everyone saw Zed without me. Oh yeah, I was texting people during Zed. Okay, it's coming back to me. Okay.
No, remember texting you. The one thing I remember pretty vividly about Zed's Dead is that my phone died.
As per usual.
Yeah, my phone died like 10 minutes in because I didn't charge it. I was on like 15% battery the whole day. And then,
Have you ever considered getting a portable charger?
well, like Scott and Amanda had portable chargers, but they were Lightning and I have a USB-C. And I know you wouldn't know anything about that because you
Yeah.
don't
No,
like
we can't talk
cords.
about cords on this podcast. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, so I was like assuming someone would, but so then I remember getting home, plugging in my phone at Emma's, and the first thing I texted the Burnout chat, and I was like, they didn't play Gassed Up, and then 15 minutes later, all my texts came in, and that was Jonah. You'd already said that like 30 minutes ago, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I wanted to drop the news that they didn't play Gassed Up.
Isn't that devastating?
It's like pretty sad, but overall I was like pretty ecstatic with the songs they did decide to play. So like I don't know. Like Gassed Up is great, but they came out so hot like out of the
What
gate.
did they open with?
They opened with ID. From what
Great.
I can remember, they opened from ID that I've never heard before.
Okay, I kind of like when they do that. That is
Yeah.
coming in hot.
And then I remember a few things happening, and then I remember Rocky.
Rocky was, so you said in 5 minutes in they played, I can't remember exactly what they played, but you were like, you were like they're way ahead of schedule on this one. Like this
Oh,
is
they played break the chain. What's the name of the song?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac
The
song.
Fleetwood Mac song, and they usually play that like 45 minutes into sets when they're like going back to dubstep, but they came out with
45
it
minutes.
something like that. And then they just went into this like barrage of UK dubstep in 140, and all I remember is that I've never moshed that hard during a Zed's Dead set in my
Oh my
life.
God.
Bro, they played Rocky like in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like yeah, that was very surprising. And it was great. It was fantastic. And then yeah, they had this like how long do you think it was? Like 20 minutes or so of just like deep 140 stuff.
Yeah, it was 20 minutes of deep 140 to the face.
So it was
They
good.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they played that one big Flava D song,
Oh yeah.
the whatever can't what is it?
Can you sing it?
Dun,
Here.
dun, ready.
Them's not ready maybe.
Dem
Something
not
like
ready. Yeah, I was forgetting which UK slang it was. But then they did that. Then
Dem not
they
ready.
played Pressure Dub, which is a song by Axel Boy that they just released. That's literally probably the most aggressive quack song on the planet.
What is a quack song?
I'm not like it's just a song where the main bass sounds like a duck in some sort of way, and it was just I remember uh, I remember just telling people that it was the most angry duck I've ever heard.
Can you send me the song?
Yeah, it's a new Deadbeats release. The whole EP is pretty fire. I'm like I'm kind of familiar with Axel Boy, but he's had some. He's kind of done the whole 140 thing really well recently. Um, and they also played the Distinct Motive OMG remix, which is very fun to hear live.
Is that different from their Distinct Motive collab?
Yes, they
Okay.
didn't play the Distinct Motive collab.
Oh, I thought they did.
I don't know.
I thought they did.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I
I mean,
can- I
it
can-
sounded like I was. I told Jez in the middle. I was like, this is that clean swampy thing at EDC that we saw.
Like they could have been. There was a point where I was waiting in a water line for a second, and I know they when they went to the water line, I was like upset because every song was really good, but they played that one kind of edgier MPH song, the one that's been popping off, the one that goes do bum bum bum. I can't I
Can you send me this track list?
Yeah, I can send you all the great things we heard. But then it was surprising to me because like I'm more used to Zed's Dead festival sets being
Copy paste.
not even copy paste, but I just expect them to bring out more classics. And this was definitely they only had an hour, and I'm pretty sure like more than half of it was just deep dub.
Yeah, and also like the IDs they've been playing. You know, like if you've been like keeping up with their festival run lately, like it's been a lot of those same like festival IDs, as well as a few Return to the Spectrum tracks, and also some I don't know. I feel like they also played classics too. Like they
Yeah.
played the
Do they play Collapse? Oh yeah, there's the rhythm remix. Of
Yeah, they
played-
played the Collapse Rhythm remix, which is it's a polarizing topic. Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great. I thought that was like the lowest point of the whole set, honestly.
I've heard people say they love that part.
It's
Personally, I was like, this felt a little. I mean, it felt like San Holo coded to me. It was
yeah, you have to be into
which I wasn't.
Wholesome rhythm.
you have to be into
Yeah.
the wholesome slash like they used to call it future rhythm. So it's what Sanhol is doing, but it's like I like calling it rainbow rhythm because it feels like that to me.
Rainbow rhythm.
But yeah, it is just the very like colorful melodic rhythm thing, and I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but there are people that love that stuff. Like artists like there's some really good artists in that lane too. I'm trying to think of like some good ones, but I know like Papa Khan was one guy that I saw at Lost Lands, and Leatrix too makes some pretty fire like. There's a million names. I'm just gonna call it future rhythm or
These are definitely names I've never heard of, but I feel enlightened. I have not been following, shockingly, have not been following Zed's Dead's festival runs. I haven't seen them since December, which I feel like for me is a really long time. Um, So I'm curious how much of that was like really new. There was a lot of discourse online about their sets being copy paste, their festival sets, which is interesting because it doesn't sound like this one was.
I think when you do a bunch of festivals, you're gonna play similar stuff. You know, it's not the same set. It's absolutely not the same set. But it's also like I like jump out of my shoes every time I hear Rocky. So it's like
Yeah.
I love it. Like I'm anticipating that track.
Yeah.
So and it's absolutely not the same set. The 20-minute 140 break, like what other artist is gonna do a completely different like 20-minute thing in the middle while still consistently doing a bunch of festival sets? Like
Ugh.
I completely disagree. And then I've also seen some Reddit comments that are like their festival sets are cinematic and boring. And it's like okay,
How
maybe
can you be cinematic and boring? That's
yeah.
like not
I mean,
possible.
maybe
Those words don't
I
really
mean, you
like
just
align
don't
with
like.
each other.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess you don't like it. Okay, fine. Don't go see Zed's Dead then. Like, you know, they're not for you. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's literally not a problem if you don't like it. But if you like see something at a Zed's that said on TikTok and then you go and then they play that song, that doesn't mean it's the same set. I
Yeah,
feel like that's like the pattern that, or people go to like two Zed's
Yeah,
Dead set and they hear like maybe the same two songs in the row and they're
that's
like, oh,
true.
they're playing the exact same set.
yeah. You know, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna go see like Elenium or something, is Elenium not cinematic and boring compared to Zed's Dead? Like, I mean,
Same level of cinematic and boring, probably.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. And okay, like I guess I will say, seeing I Hate Models at EDC, that was not that was not predictable in any way. I was tossed around. I had whiplash from all of the different. It was like a buildup. It was like three different buildups combined into one, with a different genre as the drop. Like every time for like an hour. It was so that was not cinematic, and it was not boring. But so maybe people who just like that wouldn't like Zed's Dead. But
I feel like techno's hard to be like boring. Why do I feel that way? Maybe because I'm not familiar with a lot of like tracks that I Hate Models would be playing.
it's just really high energy the whole time.
Yeah. I am curious to see how much of that Zed's Dead set is then used in their Dead Rock sets that are coming up next month, now in 2 weeks, which last minute I may send. We'll see. I can report back live from the field, but I'd be really, really curious.
It's like it's going to be really hard to compare because what we got at Beyond Wonderland, and I was like concerned about this going in because they give everybody an hour sets, which in my opinion makes no sense. Um, I saw some discourse, and we can talk about this from a DJ that I'm not going to name, but they said that DJ sets should max be an hour, and
Crazy.
I thought it was one of the hottest takes. It felt like an engagement bait take.
Wait, is this like some DJ on Twitter or something?
It's a real DJ who said it on TikTok, and they were like, um, my hot takes about DJing, and they were like, oh, no set should be longer than an hour, and I was shocked. I was shocked. That was just like crazy to me, especially like Zed's Dead an hour feels way too short, but like for
I would
some
see a 2 hour Zed's Dead set.
like
Like,
we did at Red Rocks, and they played 2 hour sets at Dead Rocks, and I loved every second of it. I think an hour for some genres might make sense, but like for other like if you give like Charlotte DeWitt like an hour set time, she's gonna play like five songs. Like in what world? In what world is that like a complete and proper like set for like a techno DJ, or like I don't know, DJs at Club Space like can go
also
for
that's
like
that's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say people like house DJs play for like 3+ hours.
yeah.
Wait, I hate that
Yeah.
take. That's a bad. I'm gonna go and say that that's a bad take. There's so many artists that are so good at crowd control and pacing the sets, and not just Zed's Dead because it sounds like we're like glazing Zed's Dead, sure, but
Yeah.
like Ganja White Night. Think about a Ganja White Night set being 1 hour. Like it should be longer.
Yeah,
You know?
also very like I think cinematic like experience based music with ganja. Like I think some of the most fun parts is just seeing like what's Mr. Wobble getting up to. What's he doing? He's doing everything. I remember the last time he was at the Dubstep Factory. He was sharpening tools and like whatever to get ready for his next big adventure. So like
We're catching up with Mr. Wobble.
yeah, if he's gonna spend like 40 minutes of the set at the factory or just like doing random stuff in the visuals, like that's just not enough time to get into the drops in the music. So
Well,
like I agree.
you need to develop the plot that
Yeah.
Mr. Wobble is doing. There's got to be some character depth, and there's got to be some peaks and valleys
I
in
don't
the
want him to
story.
have any valleys. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sad.
Well, it's like building tension, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But speaking of long sets, I mean, Solomon played a 4 or 5 hour set in Union Park. Our friend Allie went to it, said it was amazing, and like she did not expect to stay as long as she did, but she stayed for, I think it was 4 hours. She stayed for
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I'm sure that was so good. I'm sure, like she said, it just kept getting better and better. Like, I bet that was great, and it's also just like a standalone show in Union Park, which is kind of different.
That's another DJ that I feel like is really good at that type of crowd control and like reading the room and keeping it going for so long.
Yeah, he's just a master.
I think that's kind of like a necessity. Like, I'm not saying it's a necessity to like being a good house DJ, but like I feel like you should be able to, do that for like at least 2 hours at like a house or a techno set. Like, keep the crowd
Yeah.
engaged. Be able, like, I feel like the best house DJs that I see all have that like ability where like I'm not leaving because I'm bored or anything. Like they can kind of just keep you going. Like if there's anything like if it's a music festival and I have to leave for another set, that's one thing. But like I don't think when I see like the best DJs, I'm like if I have to leave their set, it's because I'm being like pulled away.
Yeah.
I'm like Solomon, I was like Solomon at EDC, I could have stayed there the whole time and been completely fine and had like a good amount of fun and not FOMO maxed at all.
Yeah. I feel like Beltran's really good at that too. Just like keeping everyone engaged and locked in for a really long time. And then speaking of like reading the room, I was not there, but there's a lot of coverage, media coverage around this. The Chris Lake playing under the K Bridge in New York last weekend. And like talk about reading the room because like so much energy around the Knicks being in the playoffs, right? And he like incorporated a lot of that into his set, which I thought was really cool. And like, I don't know, it's really important to New York. And like, I feel like that's a, last minute pull that into your set. I thought that was really cool.
Uh, I kind of have a bit of a just like super random tangent.
Okay.
Um,
Is it about Chris Lake?
Podcast, so we
yeah.
should do
Do
it.
you guys think it's a coincidence that Zoran gets elected as mayor and New York is probably just like peaking right now? I just think New York has had a giant like elevation of vibes recently with Zoran, and I'm fully behind. Like I'm cheering for New York here. I feel like it's been a very long time for New York, especially with like the being in the NBA finals and like having a real shot to win it. They're up 3-1 at this point. Um, I just think that Zoran being in office, like I'm getting better vibes from New York. Yeah, just like the Chris Lake shows. Two of my best friends in New York just texted me that they went to a 4-hour Carl Craig set, who's like a big Detroit techno DJ,
Yeah.
and they said it was like one of the most immaculate shows they've ever been to. It wasn't at I forget the name of the venue it was at, but um, it's honestly making me want to go to New York.
I know. I was thinking about that.
I think Zoran has like a real big impact with it. I think like he feels like the first like people's politician in a while. He feels like a guy that you would run into at a Chris Lake show.
It's also like young, youthful.
Yeah,
Not like he's like 21, but like, young, youthful. He's not
yeah.
80.
Relatable person. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that smile. Like I was sold on him. Like with that smile he had when they asked him if he'd ever like bought weed before, and he just had like the goofiest little like smile on his face. I'm like, dude, if my friend was running for office, like that's what he would do. He
Yeah.
would just
Yeah.
he'd be like, yep, and then just like have like the goofiest smile ever.
He could be a friend of ours, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever cheer for New York sports teams because I think they have enough going on over there.
Fair point.
I
Not
I
fair
think
point.
I
Watch what you
think
say next.
what?
Watch what you say next.
Um, I have a lot of friends who live in New York. like I just have like a kind of like a recurring. I gotta like take a recurring trip there just to see them, and the entire time I'm there, I'm like seeing people because I know so many people there, and they're all having a great time. I think the atmosphere is great. I honestly think that atmosphere was great even before Mamdani. I think like he's like, you know, in the politics sense, he's like so refreshing because like you said, he's relatable and he's doing stuff in like a real way that's not just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and then, oh, I don't know, it was hard, or I don't know, it took a while or whatever. Like it seems like there's a lot of stuff that he's like actually doing and it's cool. And some stuff doesn't happen as fast as you want, but it's like it's really refreshing. And then in terms of the Knicks have an experienced good team, and like I respect a lot of those players. I think they're great. Like I don't hate the players. I think seeing some of the stuff that's happening in the streets after the games is really sickening. Like
Yeah.
people targeting Spurs fans, just beating people up, just assaulting people. I haven't seen that in any other situation. I haven't seen Philly fans do that. I haven't seen Chicago
Philly
fans do
fans
that.
have definitely done that.
I mean, I haven't seen it
I
as bad.
yeah, no, I've definitely remembered some like Eagles fans like beating players up. What's going on in the
Yeah.
streets is it's like not can like that is just the most messed up thing that you can do, especially like
I think they're topping Philly fans for how bad they can be.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. And
it,
it's because the team is doing great and they have all this energy and they've got Mamdani, right? But then these fans go out and they absolutely embarrass the team, they embarrass the city, they embarrass the fans. And I know it's not representative, right? Like most people are probably not doing that. It's like it's a confirmation bias thing with the filming. Um, but yeah, you know what? I don't cheer for the New York teams, but I'm happy for them. They deserve it. The team deserves it. The city deserves it too.
If the Knicks win Saturday's game, do they win it all? Like, is that it? Is it done?
yep,
Yeah,
they need one more.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, it is crazy news. I'm sure New York will be one of the craziest places to be if you are present there during in any capacity. Um,
Knicks and 6.
in regards to New York shows though, I felt like there was kind of a bit like I know it's always been great to be in New York and there's always things going on at every level of level of rave there is from like the very mainstream to the very underground. Um I feel like and I don't know the extent Avant Gardner is still like doing things, but I felt like when they had kind of the Brooklyn Mirage like taken over, I felt like that was not a good thing for New York.
Oh yeah.
Um, I feel like there was a lot of people that had a lot of issues with them, and I remember also like Izu and some of the horror stories that I heard from that felt like a pretty malicious bad thing that was going on. That was making like events all over the city like more expensive and kind of lesser quality. Um, so I don't really think like they I think they've messed up too many times to really have like a foothold on things in New York anymore. So I'm kind of curious to go back and go to some things that are from other production companies and event companies to see what the vibes are. But like I'm glad to hear that my friends who are like they're into house music like not like huge techno people like going to a really cool maybe more independent led Carl Craig show and getting that like experience. So I'm curious to go back and
I mean, I don't know. It's like it feels very like Chicago coded to like, oh, we're going to Northerly Island, we're going to Union Park for a
yeah.
festival, right? That feels like very Chicago. Having the artists come through the city in a cool way. It feels very New York to have like to be under a bridge, to be
True.
in some place and it goes pretty late and it's just like a great vibe. So, I'd love to I'd love to experience that as well. I haven't really gone to shows in New York.
Should Burnout go to New York? Question mark.
Yeah, we can stay at my
Yeah.
mom's house, but then we'd have to take a bus for an hour. Does that work with everyone?
Uh,
I mean, if it's
No,
free, it's for me.
probably not. We could write it off on our taxes.
Fine. I'll take it back.
I remember the last time I was in New York, which was too long ago. Like I haven't been there super recently. I think this might have been like fall of 2023 or 2024.
Oh my God, you're due for a
Um,
trip.
I ended up at some Burning Man after party at like 4:30 in the morning, and it was the year that Burning Man got like there were like 8 hour lines to get out, and it was just like super messed up. And those were just like the happiest people
Wait,
I'd
a
ever
Burning
seen.
Man after party in New York.
Yeah. So like
Why?
all the burners who went to Burning Man and got back through this party at this bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Naturally.
it
Right.
was just yeah, it was one of the more unique things. Like people were just like flowing and like there was just a lot of like people that were in like Burning Man attire and I was really confused but like interested. Just kind of like this is one of the more wild scenes I've been in at just like a bar.
He was confused but intrigued.
Yeah.
So they flew across the country to go to an event
Yeah.
that had all this stuff going on,
Hmm.
and then they came back, and then they kept the energy going.
Yeah. I mean they're just like partiers, you know.
New York.
They had experienced what we experienced at EDC 5 times over. And once
Yeah,
you
and I
do
came back
that,
dead. I came back dead from EDC. I couldn't move for like a week.
I
yeah.
wanted to do non EDC things for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, but sometimes you just live it. And if the party can go on for 9 days, you can come back and you can make it 10. You know,
Is Burning Man 9 days long?
I don't know. It's definitely like it's over a week. I think.
Would you guys ever do Burning Man? Like quick yes or no? No, like, oh yeah, I would if. No, like literally, would you do Burning Man?
I have to once.
Okay. Jonah.
I used to think I have to once, but I don't really think that anymore. I'd
That's
probably
how I
not.
feel.
I think there was a time like I had a friend from high school who was like kind of deep in like Silicon Valley and everything, and he went to Burning Man, and I was like, wow, that's and I think I probably learned about Burning Man from him, honestly. And I was like, that's nuts, and like seeing pictures and stuff, it's like that's incredible. I got to do that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it would fit in for me.
Gotcha.
But
I could be convinced if someone was like,
wait, that's not a yes or no.
you're right. My gut says no, but I feel like I could easily be swayed.
Isn't that just like I feel like you and I particularly are like extremely like convincible people.
Yeah. You're way more convincible than I am.
Are you sure about that?
We easily bullied you into coming to EDC, and I feel like we did the same thing with Proper, and I feel like we could easily do that with any other musical event.
Well, I'm sorry for wanting to have fun with my friends. I apologize for that.
How can we dive deeper into this?
Yeah.
Who's more who's uh who's more agreeable?
Trevor, but then right after it's me.
Yeah, you acted like there was some huge gap. That was the part that I was like, I feel like there are also things that you have been very like easily convinced for.
Oh, 100%.
Like Electric Forest last year with after we had Bonnaroo, which was like probably the worst weekend of music any of us had ever been to.
Yeah.
I remember it took like 3 texts to convince you to like go to Forest.
Probably
Because
less.
like we had talked about it my and then we went to every single thing in the universe was telling me don't go to Forest and I was still like yeah like we should do this like this will be fun like right before like the night before we left for Forest my car window got smashed in by someone.
We drove to Electric Forest with his window like taped
Oh
shut.
my god.
Yeah,
So you're one of those people with like a bag on your window?
it wasn't even a bag, we just put a bunch of tape on it like a bunch of like clear tape. It was honestly insane.
People probably saw
Yeah.
Trevor's car and were like, these books shouldn't be at Electric Forest.
Yeah.
They have bigger problems right now, like fixing his car. But we had a great time.
I'm surprised you guys didn't convince each other to buy EDC 2027 tickets. You know,
I'm pretty sure Trevor bought them.
I didn't.
Oh, well,
I'm
okay.
I'm
Well,
I'm holding I'm holding off. Plus the good weekends like sold out anyways. It's definitely something I'm interested in going to the EDC non-influencer weekend.
That's dude.
wait, but it might be the reverse. It might be the reverse because that one is so because weekend two is sold out. So maybe weekend one is the chiller weekend. Like
I
this
don't
might.
think there's gonna be a chiller and influencer weekend for EDC. I think that's
Mm,
a.
That's
I think it's a
probably a
hoax.
good that's probably a good take. EDC, it feels like that is the festival to influence and get influenced at.
yeah. So what? I don't have any festivals on my agenda yet for the rest of this year, which I was just thinking about. It makes me sad. But what do you guys have going on for the rest of 2026?
What do I have going on? Lollapalooza summer in Chicago is like basically just like a festival. You know,
Yeah,
every Saturday
it's a giant festival.
there's stuff to do. Um, yeah.
That's it?
I'm probably down to go to Portola.
Oh, slay.
I think we're all I think all of us want to go to Portola, and we're all.
So then shouldn't we just all go to Portola?
Yeah,
I mean,
should we just buy the tickets like on this podcast right now?
I
No, I'm just
think
kidding.
I think Portola is standing out to me as a life changing opportunity because of two words, and
Dog blood.
Skrillex is one of my favorite DJs. Boys Noise is one of my favorite DJs. Together they can change the world.
When's the last time they played together live?
2019.
We gotta go.
This will be the seventh ever Dog Blood show, and
What?
they did. Yeah. Did you read the Dog Blood carousel post that I sent to chat?
Ugh, no. I haven't been reading.
Yeah.
You guys do a lot of chatter in our Instagram chat, and I'm like async on Instagram pretty much. So
What does
like
that mean, async on
it means
Instagram?
like I'm not like checking it like actively. Like I'll like check it and I'll like catch up. But then you guys sent like 12 different things.
And you should respond to every single one individually.
I try my best. I try my
I think you
best.
do a pretty good job, honestly. Like,
But by the time I respond to it, you guys
yeah.
probably
We're on to
forgot about
something
what you
else.
said. Yeah,
No, like the thing is, like you say that, but I don't view you as an inactive member of the group chat. Like you do enough for to the point where I feel like I'm not sending shit into the void, you know?
oh, I'll respond.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna get to it.
which is good. I send some just like every single thing that like intrigues me or makes me laugh related to music goes into that chat.
Yeah, I need to like block off time on my calendar to like catch up on all the things
Yeah.
that Becca and Trevor have sent me.
I forgot about the dog blood carousel. I'm so sorry, but I feel like there won't be that many opportunities to see them again. Like, what if they just like never play again together? Like, we have to go. It's for historical purposes.
What if they announce a historical tour in 2027 where they play like 380 shows,
That's
like a Steve
impossible.
Aoki level Dog Blood tour?
Yeah, Portola was specifically like bragging about the not in a bad way. They were bragging about the exclusivity of seeing a Dog Blood tour, and they confirmed that this would be the only one. This is like the only one currently booked, I think.
Duh.
Makes it like great, and the rest of the lineup. I think we were talking about just like the 2026ification of music recently.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of the same names. A lot of those names are on.
Should we talk about the 3 points lineup?
Yeah, I mean, like it feels like the same thing as Portola, except maybe some like huge differences. Maybe like you're gonna have the Deans, you're gonna have Kedema, like you're gonna have like a handful of these other artists who are like rightfully being booked. Like they're doing their thing, they're fun, they're great. Um, but like you are starting to feel a little bit of just that like it's not even like fatigue because I like seeing these people. I think you guys like seeing these people. Um, but it's just like I'm looking at the Portola lineup and I'm like, this feels like a really good 2026 lineup that has all these artists that are being booked at a lot of other places.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I think if you get into any um like any lineup, like you're gonna see the same artist, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. Like we've been to a few festivals. Like I've been to two festivals so far that I've had Tiesto this year, Beyond and
Well, that's not
EDC,
shocking.
and I didn't see Tiesto, right? And I want to see Tiesto. bro. Like, I he's doing his trance thing. Becca, I know that you hate trance. I'm
I
just kidding.
don't. Why? Why do people?
I'm just joking.
Yo, it's
Why do people think? Wait, no, but I need to know. Why do people think I hate trance?
I mean, everyone's talking about it. I don't. I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know why they're saying that.
We actually got a bunch of comments about your participation in trance events.
Yeah,
So
they messaged Trevor and I directly because they didn't want to get you upset. But
yeah.
Damn. Wait, that's
no, I'm just
upsetting.
kidding. But like, there's also like Parcels, right? So like, you know, do you guys know Parcels, the band?
Yes.
They're at 3 points, right?
They're at Portola. They
Oh.
might be at 3 points too.
Wait, they're at 3 points. Fact check.
They're at 3 points.
Yeah.
Nice. But it's like, I think like to get a lineup where you're kind of getting like a little mix of those same artists, but you're also adding in something like Parcels, right? You're adding in, you know, some bands, some maybe hip hop artists and stuff that I would also see. And it's like, to me, I'm like, that's a banger lineup. Like it's like you're hitting everything for me. So
No, I mean the lineups for 3 points and Portola both are like I think pretty standout. Like I think they did an amazing job with the bookings. I think there's some really interesting things to go see. It's not like an issue with it. I'm just seeing like a lot of the same names that are starting to pop up on like every single lineup, you know, and that's like cool in some ways if you really like these people, which I really like a lot of these people. But it does provide a little bit less room for just like diversity overall, I think.
I don't know. I'm looking at the 3 points lineup, and I just like a lot of the people that I always see on lineups.
like, who are you talking about?
Like Clooney, I feel like is you can catch him anywhere, and then like we've talked about MPH and Hamdi being in a lot of places, which again we love these artists, but I feel like these are
Yeah.
like the same names. And then we've got the Deans going back to back again. I'm not sure why the Deans never play alone anymore. I feel like they're always doing B2Bs. Is that like on purpose? I don't know.
I think they're just cousins. They're probably just like
Love playing together.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, this is in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, there's 9x9 is on this lineup. I feel like
Well,
that's
9x9 is on a lot of stuff. BTSS
Yeah.
is a lot of stuff too.
there's just like I'm going through it right now. There's a lot that I'm just like, oh, this is not like surprising. Like Tiga and Sosa and Odd Mob and really like again artists that we love. Max Styler is playing with Vintage Culture back to back. I think that's interesting. But again, you see like Max Styler in all these lineups too. But yeah, I kind of just like would love to see different names on lineups.
I'm curious if it's like if you go to big festivals, then you're like not as interested in other big festivals because of the lineup being similar. Just because it's like, you know, you know how much does like Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Lala overlap every year? You know,
I don't know if I would say not a ton, maybe like 25% overlap.
yeah, I'm like starting to feel like you're almost getting a little bit more variety at some fests you wouldn't expect to get variety at. I
Like
feel like
Coachella.
yeah, I feel like Coachella and Lala are maybe like I know a lot of like EDM wise it's very like similar, but I almost feel like in the EDM booking space and like the artists that are perceived as maybe being like very cool and at the top of their game are getting booked a lot at like house specific festivals that like you're almost getting a little bit more variety when you go to like a Bonnaroo or a Coachella.
Yeah.
I think Coachella, just for better or worse, are kind of like the festival tastemakers in a lot of ways. I feel like they set the stage for like I feel like what you're seeing at Coachella one year is what you're going to be seeing on a lot of lineups like the next year, like coming around. So
it's always the first, like probably the first lineup drop of the year.
yeah.
You know, it kind of like sets the tone a little bit.
And now for the first time ever, like we're getting like and this is just crazy progression of music, but you're getting artists, I think for the first time ever, that are going to be playing Coachella and Lost Lands in the same year.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So I think well I guess like Do Lab that has probably been the case where someone's playing like the Do Lab and then they'll go play Lost Lands, but
At Zed's Dead.
yeah. I just think they have like I think Coachella usually feels like a special lineup for a lot of reasons. And not to say that these like upcoming ones don't feel special, but like Portola is feeling really special to me because of Dog Blood.
Yeah. I feel like we have good like indicators of like immediate gut reaction to if a lineup is really like, interesting and cool and exciting and like definitely worthwhile to travel to because a lot of these festivals we do have to like invest the time and money to traveling there. I think some people like even people that we know are like immediate haters. If a lineup comes out, they're like, "Oh, like F no, lame, boring, whatever." I feel like we're more nuanced with our like takes on lineups, personally.
Yeah, we have great takes on lineups here
We have
at the
great
Burnout
takes on lineup.
Report.
We're not haters.
I mean, like, yeah, I like I think like we're all like brought together because of like music, or we were brought together because of like music in some way. I met you guys both for the first times on party buses, going to music festivals.
You met
Different.
Jonah. You met Jonah on a party bus.
I didn't meet Jonah on the party bus, but like we were technically on the same party bus to go to North Coast, and we ended up meeting in the dome at North Coast.
Oh my God, you met in the Jorker Dome.
Yeah, it was like dude, it was like a week after your wedding.
It was a week before
before your wedding.
before our
Okay,
wedding.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I like the way you guys think about like lineups and music, and I also think there's like always like cooler stuff going on at some smaller festivals. Like I want to shout out the festival that we're not going to go to, but I thought was like one of the craziest lineups of the year. Submersion Fest in New Jersey in like
Oh yeah.
October, where Veer is doing that 3 hour US debut set, and there's like so much like crazy stuff going on. I'm like,
That's all like the most Trevor coded thing I've ever heard.
yeah,
Yeah, you should just go to New Jersey for that. You can stay at my mom's.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna.
You should does she have a yard?
Yeah, she has a yard.
Dude, you could camp in her yard.
Yeah, that would
You
be.
could play an afters DJ set in Becca's mom's.
Yeah, I'll go to Submersion Fest alone and stay at Becca's mom's place because that's a totally normal thing to do. Um, in camp, obviously.
And camp, not sleep inside. Camp
Yeah, break one of
outdoors.
your car windows.
Yeah. But like I don't know, I want my friend group and the people I rave with to like have like similar reactions to lineups to me because like I want to be going to things with my friends that like feel exciting. And like I think EDC was something that I know it always feels exciting because of the breadth of lineup and how many artists they bring in. So it's like it's kind of hard to see an EDC lineup and be like, nah, I'm not excited for that.
Well, also, you have to buy the tickets
Yeah.
well before the lineup comes out. So it's
Yeah.
But we know people that were like generally unimpressed by the lineup. They're like, I'm like, how?
Like they brought the Prodigy in. That was like one of the craziest EDC bookings I think I've ever like seen in my life, and not to mention like all the other
Darude.
great. Yeah, Darude. Everybody wanted to see Darude, so
yeah, should have been main stage.
yeah.
Sad. Yeah. What is the worst day of the week for you guys to see a show?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Have you? But who here has been to a Monday show?
Oh, I've probably been to a Monday show at some point.
I've been tempted.
By whom?
I've definitely been tempted, and it wasn't in. I remember very specifically that Clips, Pusha T and Malice, like
Oh,
they
yeah.
they dropped their album last year that was like one of the best hip hop albums I think of this decade, and they were doing a tour for it, and they were playing Salt Shed on a Monday, and no one wanted to go with me, but I really wanted to go.
My friend went to that show and he said that I think it was originally going to be outside, but then they switched it to inside. And my friend was like, "Oh, is there an outside thing?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Salt Shed. There's an outside thing." And like he had never been to Salt Shed, so I was like telling him about this, but he's like, "Dude, they like switched it and then they like had reduced capacity inside, and then they had to like they like charge them more or something, or they had like and maybe they had like a VIP thing in one part, but then they like moved it to the outside. They didn't have VIP anymore." I was like, "I don't know, man. That sounds wild. I feel like I've never heard of Salt Shed doing that."
Yeah, it sounds pretty. It sounds pretty wild. It sounds like something that would happen if you went to a Monday show.
And that's why that's the worst day to see a show.
They
I
don't
feel
have
like
the weekend
everybody, the general like mood of the population because of the way the workforce is structured is generally like down on Monday. It's generally like the least excited day of the week. Like
Yeah.
you text your friends on a Monday, ask them to grab a beer. Who's picking up? I
No
don't think
one.
anyone's picking up.
Unless it's summertime in Chicago, then maybe.
Yeah, if it's like summertime in Chicago, maybe you could get a very. I'm not gonna say that. That sounds weird.
What?
Just not.
So
I was going to say maybe you can get a desperate fish to bite, but
one of your friends,
One of your
one of
friends?
your poor, desperate,
Your
sad.
poor, desperate, fishy friends?
yeah. Not just desperate, for, maybe someone had a really rough Monday and they're like they really need to, hang out with a friend and chat and get some social time, but Monday is just generally like, do you have a different answer than Monday, Jonah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm unemployed, so I don't even know what day of the week it is most of the time.
Yeah, no, totally.
Unemployed.
Get a load of this guy.
I'm a freelancer slash unemployed. But yeah. So you're basically saying the Salt Shed probably had their B team working on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so my follow up to this is like, so Monday, what would it take to get you to go to a show on Monday? I mean, let's say like besides Dog Blood, besides Skrillex, like I don't know, what would it take? What are we looking
Can I
at?
say Zed's dead? You did that wasn't an exception to the rule.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like on this podcast it's pretty obvious that like Skrillex and Zed's Dead are going to be
Yeah.
the big
And
magnets.
anyone on the Mount Rushmore of Martin Garrix, Skrillex, and Zed's Dead.
There's four. You get four of. Oh, Zed is two people technically
Yeah,
on the Mount
yeah,
Rushmore.
yeah.
Okay.
What if it's just DC playing at Soundbar?
I'm there. Are you kidding?
Debatably more interesting than seeing a normal Zed's Dead set.
It's just DC and he's alone, or it's just Hooks and he's alone in like in a small intimate setting. I'm there. I'm there early.
Uh, yeah. I mean, anything that's like I'd say anything within like my top 25 artists of who I'm listening to. If they're playing a Monday night show at a good venue, I think it could get me off the couch.
Okay, so who was your Mount Rushmore? Zed's Dead, Skrillex, and Martin Garrix.
Well, I love Martin Garrix, but he's not. That was more of a funny thing.
No, you can. We'll keep that answer.
Yeah, I think Martin Garrix is a goat in many ways, and he's just not personally on my Mount Rushmore.
But who's your last slot in your Mount Rushmore?
Um, I feel like I'm on the spot, but I'll
Okay,
think
Jonah,
about it.
do you know who's on your Mount Rushmore?
So is Zed's Dead definitely two people
They're two people. They take up two of the faces.
on
Yeah.
on Mount Rushmore?
Yes, they do. They have to.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, all right, it would be Zed's Dead.
Hmm.
It would be Skrillex.
Hmm.
Um,
I think all three of us share those three people, and we're just like we might have different fourths. That's my hunch
Yeah.
here.
My fourth is Arl Grime. He can get me to a Monday night show for sure.
I do like Arl Grime. Um, for me, it would be Dead Mouse.
Nice.
I do love Dead Mouse.
Nice. I like that we have a variety here.
I would go to a Dead Mouse show on a Monday by myself. I would probably because no one wants to go to Dead Mouse shows anymore.
Yeah, they do.
None of my friends want to.
No one in our immediate circle.
I would go see Dead Mouse with you,
I
man.
wouldn't. I think it's a little risky with Dead Mouse though. Like maybe not as much these days, but I think like even just in like our friends, like over I think the reason that no one wants to go to a Dead Mouse show in like our friends is because there's just been so many instances where he's played like not a good show in the last few years, which it happens. Or well, I mean, you shouldn't say it like that, right? Like you don't just get to say, oh, artists play bad shows sometimes, but like I know that like there was an incident with Test Pilot where he was super drunk. There was just he's kind of like he's tested it a little too hard, and but I've just had such great times at his shows. I love his music.
He's a risky
I've loved
one.
him for a long time, and I hope that he can kind of get his shit together and not ruin the vibe and scare everybody away from his shows going forward.
Yeah. Trevor, who's your fourth?
Um,
Disco Lines? Deep sigh.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. If I'm feeling something like a little heavier, I think Space Laces is getting the fourth nod for being just like the dubstep production goat. But based on just my general upbringing into EDM and like how I started doing this shit, it's like Flume for sure.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
And it's like different. His live shows are just like, they're definitely blurring the lines. Not all of it's like dance music, but in the electronic world, I think Flume is getting that fourth spot. I don't think there have been many people on like the edge of like on the edge of like cutting edge and like mainstream hits that have done it quite as well. And I think he produces his productions are up there with anyone. There's a lot of names I could think of that could maybe get that fourth spot, but
We're not going to stress you out. That's okay.
yeah, no need to do all that.
Would you see a Space Laces show on a Monday night, but it's at a coffee shop in Streeterville?
Sure,
That's
I'm
crazy.
there. That would be like I would do that for nothing else than to see what happens. Like what's gonna happen if you bring Space Laces into a coffee shop?
I think the coffee shop would explode.
Yeah, I genuinely couldn't even think of like seeing Space Laces in a coffee shop with 30 people. That would just be a freaky
Just
experience.
turning the coffee shop into the dubstep factory
Yeah.
for an hour and a half or however long the show
Like
is.
whatever 17K espresso maker they have is getting destroyed.
It's gonna
You gotta put
explode.
that shit in the back. Like
Wait, Jonah, would you see a Dead Mouse show on a Monday night at Aragon Ballroom?
Yeah, I might have already done that before.
I might have already.
I've seen him at Aragon, probably not on a Monday, but yeah.
Would you see a Monday night Dead Mouse show at Navy Pier?
Oh, that's tough. If I'm still unemployed, yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. So it's a yes. It's not
Yeah,
a no.
that's easy, you know.
Yeah,
All right, cool. I had nothing else.
cool.
yeah, this was great. We will see you guys next time. This is the Burnout Report signing off.
All right,
Bye.
Bye.